Javier Aguirre and the inevitable return. Mexico looks back to move forward Phoenix, Arizona. There are moments in life when the past doesn't just catch up to you, it pushes you back into the spotlight. For Javier Aguirre, one of the most experienced and respected coaches in Mexican football, this is one of those moments. After more than 2 decades coaching around the world, El Vasco finds himself right where it all began, leading the Mexican national team. And strangely enough, the reason behind his return has a name: Saudi Arabia. "I was gone for over 20 years and now I'm back," Aguirre often says with a mix of nostalgia and resignation. But it's more than just a phrase. His comeback is loaded with history, old disappointments, and unfulfilled promises of change. A return with unfinished business. The year 2022 left a scar on Mexican football. Being knocked out in the World Cup group stage, specifically in that fateful match against Saudi Arabia, wasn't just painful, it was a wake-up call. Mexico was only 1 goal away from advancing, but their lack of finishing cost them dearly. Since that day, a deep restructuring was promised, but like many times before, little changed. 3 coaches later, Martino, Coca, Lozano, and Mexico still finds itself lost. No clear direction, no identity, and still no goals. That's where Aguirre steps back in, not as a savior, but perhaps as the last hope. Saudi Arabia, the ghost that won't go away. Fate has a funny way of setting the stage. 3 years after that bitter defeat, Saudi Arabia crosses Mexico's path once more, this time in the quarterfinals of the 2025 Gold Cup. For Aguirre, this isn't just a match. It's personal. He said it clearly. He's irritated by the lack of finishing in his squad. The same issue that's haunted Mexico since that game in Qatar. The Saudi coach, Hervé Renard, has tried to downplay the moment, calling it a different match. But deep down, everyone knows the past still looms large. Mexico's attacking struggles haven't gone away, even though the faces on the sidelines have changed. The pressure mounts, the Gold Cup becomes crucial. This Saturday, Mexico plays for much more than just a semifinal spot. They're playing for credibility, for a future toward the 2026 World Cup, and for Javier Aguirre's legacy. A loss could very well mark the end of his time in charge of the national team. And the situation isn't easy. Veterans like Hervé Lozano, Funes Mori, and Henry Martin are no longer in the lineup. Instead, the attack is now led by Raúl Jiménez, Santiago Giménez, Julián Quiñones, Ángel Sepúlveda, Roberto Alvarado, and Alexis Vega. A talented group, no doubt, but one still haunted by the same lack of finishing. Mexico has history on their side. They've faced Saudi Arabia 6 times and won 5, drawing once. But stats don't mean much when ghosts from the past are still alive. A tournament full of questions, Mexico's path through this Gold Cup has been solid but unspectacular. 2 wins and a draw in the group stage. Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, finished second in their group with a win, a draw, and a loss. They're not unbeatable, but they're also not to be underestimated. Aguirre hasn't hidden his frustration. He's admitted the team isn't where he wants it to be, but he's also shown flashes of hope. This match is more than a chance to advance. It's a chance to shift the story, rebuild confidence, and finally move forward. More than just football. This game goes beyond the scoreboard. It reflects everything that's been neglected in Mexican football. The promised reforms are still on hold. The debate over promotion and relegation continues. Fewer players are making it to elite European leagues. And perhaps most worrying of all, the youth academies seem stuck in neutral. While time passes, the same mistakes keep repeating, and the clock to 2026 keeps ticking. Mexico versus Saudi Arabia venue, State Farm Stadium, Glendale, Arizona. Date Saturday, June 28th. Time 8:15 p.m., Mexico City, 10:15 p.m. ET probable lineups. Mexico, Ángel Malagón, Edson Álvarez, Johan Vázquez, Eric Lira, Gilberto Mora, Raúl Jiménez, Alexis Vega, Marcel Ruiz, Julián Araujo, Jesús Gallardo, Roberto Alvarado. Saudi Arabia, Nawaf Al-Akidi, Abdullah Al-Amri, Abdullah Madu, Ali Al-Hassan, Gras Al-Brikan, Saleh Al-Shehri, Saud Abdul Hamid. This Saturday, Mexico has a date with its own story, and with a rival that feels like an echo from the past. Because in football, the lessons you don't learn always find a way to come back.
For full video, click related link below or like and subscribe this channel.